Students prepare for exams. Professionals prepare for interviews. But nobody prepares you for what happens inside corporate. In every corporate floor, there are two kinds of people. One who builds teams, and those who destroy culture. Most people walk into jobs without realizing the dangers they're stepping into. Today, you'll learn how to spot the people helping your career grow, and the people secretly destroying it, in this video produced by Corporate Decoded World.
Think about your own office floor. The hardest working professionals who graduated with flying colors are constantly passed over for promotions, while a manager who barely understands the technical work gets elevated, leaves you feeling invisible, frustrated, and deeply anxious. It feels like no matter how many extra hours you put in, the game is rigged against you. It is fundamentally wrong that modern corporate systems reward superficial politics over actual competence. But if you don't learn to map this invisible system properly without compromising your work ethics, you will stay trapped at the bottom. Therefore, here is how the system actually works.
Most people don't know this. Before you judge a company, you must understand the mind behind it, because in this corporate world, there are only two types of leadership. One, the businessman. A businessman thinks like this. This petrol diesel car sells good. Let me create another company and make money. For example, if your country has 10 car companies that make petrol diesel cars, and he opens the 11th car company that makes the same, it's simply a business. He is not creating a new category. He is entering an existing one. This leader maintains the product category but can choose to improve process for better results to increase value for the customers. Second is the entrepreneur. An entrepreneur thinks like this. Why must people drive petrol diesel cars? Why not use electricity to drive the car? That one question created EV cars. That is an entirely new category of product. A company born from such thinking is only called a startup because it is built on a new idea that creates a new category of product or service that did not exist before. Here is the trap most people fall into. So considering electric vehicle cars, you can recognize multiple companies and leaders like Elon Musk at Tesla and Wang Chuanfu at BYD for their entrepreneur mind of leadership, who took risk to create popularize EV cars category, and recognizing them as businessman is less likely. When analyzing a company and the top leadership, recognizing the leader as a businessman or an entrepreneur is the most important thing. In this moment, you must also know that the risk involved as an entrepreneur is higher, because you may not know the demand with customer for the new category. As a businessman, the risk is lower because you already know that demand exists. You must note that both categories are required for a thriving industry, and one is not better than the other. If there is a great company, it will behave like a race car. Fast, smooth, balanced. If your CEO understands people and systems, your corporate car glides. Every department is a component. Finance is the fuel system. HR is the suspension. Marketing is the engine. Documentation is the air conditioning for the customer. Compliance is the braking system. When a CEO builds the company right, with every bolt torqued to precision, every system aligned, every SOP like a calibrated part, the organization runs like a luxury car, all leading to the culture. That is the interior design and comfort, the heart that decides how safe customers and employees feel inside. If something inside breaks, but when the CEO fails, you hear it instantly. A rattle in one corner, that's a compliance gap. A grinding noise, that's a toxic manager. A vibration in the chassis, that's politics between departments. A sudden knock, that's an ethical breach cracking the engine block. Those sounds are not random. They're alarms of a bad CEO. You will hear noise everywhere. Customers will hear the noise and leave your company. Employees fighting is not the problem. It is the sound of a failing machine. The CEO's job is not to silence the noise. It is to fix the system creating it. And when the system is fixed, the company becomes a vehicle. Everyone, customers, departments feels safe inside and takes employees on a journey they're proud of.
Colleges created a massive mistake. They separated the world into arts and engineering. not because students learn differently, but because these streams carry different mental models. On one side stand the engineers, forged in equations, ruled by deadlines, trained to believe that art is a distraction, creativity a luxury, expression a waste of time. No speeches, no storytelling, no skits and dramas. On the other side, the artists, breathing color, voice, rhythm, using expressive music and dramas, but untouched by the rigor of systems thinking, governance, logic, or structured execution. Two worlds, two cultures, two incomplete skill sets, two armies that never meets. Our institutions split students into silos before they even begin to dream. Engineers who can't speak, artists who can't systemize, never meeting, never merging, never completing each other. This split of silo among students continues even after entering the jobs and reach higher in career. They deny to learn eventually and forget the other side totally, but in real world you can notice inside a corporate system, there are both arts-heavy departments, engineering-heavy departments. You can notice that art students usually forge into arts-heavy departments like marketing, sales, customer service. Also on the other side, the engineering students directly forge into operations. This creates problems between the departments during communication. When the leadership positions are full of people either from the arts background or engineering background, it often leads to a void in multidimensional thinking and direction. This leads to a fallback in the competitive race in the industry. Now imagine a revolution, a generation that refuses to be split. Every top management executives who push themselves to be a fusion of both worlds, every employee who push themselves to be a fusion of both worlds. That makes both the top and bottom of the corporate company an army of superpower hybrids. If you adapt, then you become a leaders who can think in 360-degree view of problems arising in your department and company, ready to be solved. This adaptation will be the new force that will rebuild industries with ethics, insight, and performance. Give your company the first position in the competition race, always just like the race car. We hope you found clarity on how we decoded your job connects to leadership. This is just the beginning of your journey to the top. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel,
Corporate Decoded World.
to get new office intelligence guides for the inevitable office.